The Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 103 looks like it's going ahead after the sad passing of author Akira Toriyama. We are getting the round 2 of Ultra Instinct Goku versus his son Gohan Beast in chapter 103. Obviously, we have had news from Iyoku and Masako Nozawa confirming that Daima will still be going ahead and even be aired on TV now, so it will be a weekly episodic series as well. And Dragon Ball Super the manga seems to be continuing as is, with chapter 103 coming out this month, potentially, obviously not guaranteed because we don't know how far ahead they got with this particular arc that is currently ongoing, but this is potentially Toriyama's last piece of work concerning the manga, or at least what he's at least approved, or somewhat partially approved. And I think it's fair to say that chapter 102 was very good, and I expect chapter 103 to be very good. It's a blessing that Toriyama left us on such a high note. And he also left Toyotaro, his successor, who has my full support. A abundance of characters are all on the frontier of the power scaling levels in terms of being somewhat relative to each other in terms of raw power. We've got Piccolo, Broly in the equation as well, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta. It is an exciting time, and I believe that we'll see quite a few sparring matches before we truly get to the next arc and see what happens with Black Frieza. But before we got that, we've got Gohan versus Goku in round 2 of their fight that we saw in chapter 102. Not a great deal happened in this fight. It was really just the early stages of this particular sparring match, and obviously comes with it the fact that this is father and son sparring, not a death match, not a bloodlusted fight where they're trying to kill each other. However, given that they have started to destroy Beerus' planet and it looks like they'll probably be getting relocated, we do know that this fight does continue in chapter 103 and ultimately things are going to heat up. That is the tagline given with this particular draft leak. Now, what I want to do, so what we're going to do is look at the potential outcome of this battle. I'm actually going to go out on a limb in this video. I'm actually going to say who I think will win this fight, even though I don't think there's a massive amount to go on, but we'll look at both forms and we'll look at the history of Dragon Ball Super and the lore behind these two characters to basically gauge who I think will win. I'm sitting on quite a few W's recently, so I might as well go for it. So obviously, for those people that thought that Gohan Beast wouldn't be anywhere close to Ultra Instinct Goku's power, I think it became obviously very clear in Dragon Ball Super chapter 102 that Gohan's power has impressed the likes of Goku and Vegeta, not just them as well. Even Whis is stating we're about to see something here. Whis understands that Gohan possesses a power that can at least somewhat surprise even Beerus and be worthwhile watching for Beerus. If he was just another blue level character, or if he was just fodder to Goku, I don't think Whis would be saying anything like that. Of course, we have the initial quotes from the Toriyama Dragon Ball Super superhero movie that Gohan Beast is the strongest essentially, and that we know that Gohan Beast defeated a Cell Max that was too strong for Orange Piccolo, who was on par with Goku and Vegeta as the superhero arc. Now, it is very important to point out that we're not actually in the superhero arc anymore. We're in a post-superhero arc where Goku and Vegeta have continued training post the superhero arc, as has Gohan, by the way, but we'll get into that in just a moment. They've trained with Broly, each other, potentially Whis and Beerus, based on their ultra styles of either Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct. So Goku's likely gotten stronger since superhero as well. It doesn't seem as though he's caught up to Black Frieza yet, but that gap between him and Black Frieza was enormous. But based on the superhero events, according to Toriyama, the GOAT, Gohan Beast should technically have been stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku. Is that going to play out in the manga adaptation though? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But obviously, like it states at the end of the chapter, Beerus looks angry that, his planet's basically destroyed. I wouldn't be surprised if they get relocated. I don't know where to, maybe some sort of dimension where they can actually go all out and we can actually see them really unleash on each other. I believe that Gohan Beast's transformation could be on par, if not stronger, potentially vastly stronger than the raw power levels of Ultra Instinct Goku. However, Ultra Instinct Goku is a package transformation that isn't just simply a multiplier of raw power. It comes with techniques, hacks that allow you, especially in a martial arts sense, to take advantage of the opponent, even if they have a raw power advantage over you. Of course, we know that if that raw power advantage is too big, then it can even overcome Ultra Instinct. But if it's not big enough, then Ultra Instinct can equalize a higher raw power reserve. So what do we know about Goku's Ultra Instinct? Well, we know that it gives him speed hacks due to the fact that he no longer has to wait for the delay for thought process. It gives him dodge hacks. His body naturally moves in a direction that allows him to dodge, something that Gohan certainly doesn't have, possibly even now. I think we all know where that joke's going. It also gives Goku critical hit hacks because naturally his body's doing the best possible move to ultimately survive in the situation and win the fight, and it allows him to exploit openings. Jiren stated that when he was fighting Ultra Instinct Goku, it wasn't necessarily Goku's raw power reserves that were getting the better of Jiren, it was the fact that Goku's movement style was allowing him to exploit openings in Jiren's defense and hit him with the utmost attacking proficiency. Now guys, if you watched Anthony Joshua vs Francis Ngannou at the weekend, what you'll notice about boxers against strikers from the UFC is boxers punching and timing is essentially out of this world when it comes to being pit up against a UFC striker. I'm not downplaying strikers in UFC at all. There's a lot of variables of why it would play out completely different in a UFC octagon. However, in the boxing ring or in a straight off punch off, boxers' timing and movement gives them such an advantage. Anthony Joshua wasn't necessarily stronger than Francis Ngannou, but his timing and precision was way beyond anything Francis Ngannou had. And whilst you may say, well, this is an appeal to reality, well, yeah, Dragon Ball is about martial arts, and that is a form of martial arts. It does borrow from reality, even though these characters are hyper powerful. And obviously, Goku basically initially attained Ultra Instinct, especially in the manga, due to Roshi talking about the movement of Goku and how he needs to learn to move better and achieve Ultra Instinct. Once again, back to that boxing match, look at how Anthony Joshua moved compared to Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou was like a tin can essentially, and I'm really not disrespecting Francis Ngannou, he's exceptional in terms of a mixed martial artist, but unironically those same principles do transfer to what they are trying to advocate with what the benefits of having Ultra Instinct are. Obviously Anthony Joshua isn't even that great of a mover, he was just vastly better at movement than Francis Ngannou. Anyway, I'm not going to stick onto boxing. I do love boxing, by the way, so let me know if you like boxing down in the comment section. But what Gohan potentially has is more raw power. Now Gohan's often been stronger than Goku in the series. Usually when it's Gohan's time, he just surpasses everyone. This is his typical MO really. I don't know why anyone's surprised. What people need to understand is, Goku isn't supposed to be the strongest character in the series. He is the person that always finds ways to overcome his obstacles. If there's no narrative obstacles in his path, then Goku's story is obsolete really. Now, whilst there'll be other characters like Black Frieza and potentially a new villain, because I don't think Black Frieza will be the big villain in the next arc, it shouldn't surprise anyone that the likes of Gohan and Broly are stronger than Goku. Obviously there's Beerus as well, but ultimately Goku and his old ethos is basically overcoming that obstacle even when he's up against it. He's usually the underdog. That's when Goku's the most effective, when he's the underdog and he finds a way to win and he inspires all the other characters around him. Now obviously we can't say that Gohan's just learnt this form because we know that he has been training with Piccolo, and Piccolo's allowed Gohan to attain Gohan Beast at will. Now I believe that Gohan Beast, if he gets serious, will demonstrate a higher raw battle power than Ultra Instinct Goku is capable of, and it really shouldn't surprise anyone. That's what I'm saying. It should not surprise anyone, because I have done videos in the past how Gohan's power creeps are actually in line with what's happened throughout the series really quite consistently. Yes, you can call them aspals to an extent, but the driver behind Gohan's power creeps was set a long time ago, way back in the Saiyan saga. So I do believe Gohan will have some control over his Gohan Beast form. I think we've already seen him demonstrate some control over his form. It's not like Broly, who has no control. Once he's lost control, he gains all that power and he can fight, but Gohan Beast has control of his form. He doesn't lose his mind whilst in this form. And I think what's disappointing is we didn't get to see those sparring matches with Gohan Beast versus Orange Piccolo and learning to actually control this form. Obviously we're going to see the fruits of that labour now, but I believe that Gohan will essentially overwhelm Ultra Instinct Goku to begin with raw power. But there's another aspect to Ultra Instinct, that if Goku can keep a calm heart, then his power actually increases. He becomes sturdier as the battle goes on, and as long as he can keep his heart calm, he will not lose the accuracy like he did against Granola. Whereas Gohan Beast, whilst we don't know a great deal amount about it, so far in the story it's not been advocated to have any sort of power reservation additions to it, so it might just be the typical raw power up. And whilst it may be based on the ultimate form, which is a better power reservation form than say Super Saiyan and potentially even the God forms, it is an amazing high degree of battle power that Gohan now possesses. And as we know throughout the Dragon Ball series and all the guidebooks, Toriyama's often alluded to the fact that the higher your battle power gets, the harder it is to control. Goku and Vegeta have gone through this training with Beerus and Whis, and whilst people like to downplay their training with Beerus and Whis and the importance of God Ki, essentially what Goku and Vegeta have attained is the martial arts ability to be able to use that power and wield it quite effectively and efficiently. I don't believe Gohan can use his power effectively and efficiently to the level that Goku and Vegeta can, even if his power is somewhat slightly or if not a lot higher than Goku and Vegeta's. So even if Goku gets overwhelmed to begin with, I think in terms of a battle of attrition, the longer Goku hangs in there, the quicker that balance of power between them will swing around. Goku will continue getting stronger provided he can maintain a calm heart, and I can't see why he won't maintain a calm heart, because he's either trained that aspect out of himself that we saw in the Granola arc, or he won't really be able to lose that calm-heartedness because he's only fighting his son. This is not a death battle as we stated before. So I think Goku's martial arts abilities will still allow him to beat Gohan, and I think that will ultimately be the difference between Gohan and Frieza as well. I believe Frieza has learned to control that power and use it effectively, potentially efficiently. I wouldn't see why Frieza wouldn't look at someone like Jiren and see how he used his power efficiently. Vegeta noticed it. I believe Frieza could have noticed it and used that in his training in the 10-year time chamber. Gohan's really just at the start of his journey, so I believe Gohan will demonstrate a power that Goku considers worthwhile training and potentially could compete with Frieza. Even if his raw power level reserves are at Frieza's level, I still can't see Gohan having the experience and technical abilities to defeat Frieza at this point. And I think that's the direction it's going in, because I think Dragon Ball has been trying to go in the martial arts abilities technique direction for quite a while. Anyway guys, that's my thoughts on this. We'll have to wait and see, not long till the next chapter. I'm really looking forward to this chapter at the moment, because obviously it's very sad with the passing of Akira Toriyama, and these are his final works, and we are very blessed and privileged to be able to experience them. So look forward to them. I look forward to what you got to say down in the comment section. Please do smash a like on the video if you enjoy Dragon Ball content. Until next time, Ad Astra.